Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? We're back here, WWE 2K24 Universe mode. This is a big night. We're going to have a little bit of a longer episode for you guys here today. So it's the lead. We're on the road to WrestleMania here. Go ahead and check out our calendar. We got to get through the month of March here. No PLEs, so should go a little quicker. But then kicking off April, and it's going to be our finale. The wrestlers are going to get 2 weeks off after April. Maybe. We'll see. So yeah. We got NXT's WrestleMania Stand and Deliver. And then followed up by the next Sunday, we got WrestleMania. So let's go ahead and get started, man. Jump right into it. I think right before NXT, we'll do a rundown of champions, but we're just going to get rolling on this for right now. Change it up a little bit. Simulate all matches. We got Roman Reigns over Drew. Finn Balor versus Giovanni. Oh, over Giovanni, sorry. Rezar gets a win over Johnny Gargano. We get Gable and Otis over Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. That'd be a sweet tag team. Andrade defeats Baron Corbin. Jacob Fatu defeats Nakamura. Randy Orton over Gunther. We have Seth freaking Rollins over CM Punk. In our main event and triple threat match, we have R-Truth picking up the victory over The Miz and Austin Theory. On to our next show is NXT. Alright, kicking things off. We have Oba with a victory over Tyler Bate in an Iron Man match. Grayson Waller gets a victory over Dijak. Last Legend with a victory over Indy. Roxanne Perez picks up the win over Tegan Knox. Tyler Breeze defeats Nathan Frazier. We have a fatal four-way match with Almost picking up a victory over Joey Janela, Trick Williams, and Matt Cardona. That's a big one for Almost. Lexis King defeats Dragon Lee. Ethan Page over Bronson Reed. In our main event, we have Kalani Jordan defeating Julia. Making our way over to Thursday Night SmackDown. Alright, we have Lyra picking up a victory over Alexa Bliss. Maxine Dupree over Nikki Cross. 6 Superstar Triple Threat Tornado Tag Dakota Kai and Bailey with the victory over Ilsa Dawn, Alba Fry, Kaden Carter, and Katana Chance. We have another tag match. Trish Stratus and Lola Vice over Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Beth Phoenix defeats Valhalla. Io Sky with a win over Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley defeats Zelina Vega. Charlotte Flair over Becky Lynch. In our main event, we have a tag team titles on the line. Bianca and Jade retain over Asuka and Kairi Sane there, man. They are dominant. Alright, we're over here to Raw. Week 2. We have Cody Rhodes kicking things off with a victory over CM Punk. Finn Balor defeats Chad Gable in a one-on-one match. Karrion Kross over Baron Corbin. Bobby Lashley defeats The Miz. John Cena, in his big finale, one of his big finale matches, gets a victory over Drew McIntyre. Jacob Fatu defeats Nakamura. AJ Styles over Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns defeats Gunther. In our main event, we have the Creed Bros defeating the Good Bros. Alright, kicking things off on NXT. We have Dragon Lee with a victory over Dijak. Dijak's been losing a lot of matches lately. We get the Coffee Bros with a victory over Butch and Jack Cartwheel. Indy Hartwell with a win over Carmella. Tegan Knox defeats Wendy Chu. Oro picks up a singles victory over Stax. Axiom defeats Tyler Bate. We have a fatal four-way match with Tyler Breeze getting the victory over Ridge Holland, Nathan Frazier, and Wolfgang. Joey Janela defeats Trick Williams. In our main event, we have Ethan Page defeating Bronson Reed once again. Making our way to Thursday night. It could only be one show, that'd be SmackDown. Alright, we got Michelle McCool kicking things off with a win over Lola Vice. Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss defeat Ilsa and Alba. And Nia Jax putting up double duty. She comes right into another tag team match and gets another win. This time, Nia and Scarlett defeat Ivy and Soul. She's on a roll. Beth Phoenix defeats Valhalla. Raquel Rodriguez over Zelina Vega. Bianca and Jade keep their winning ways going with a victory over Kaden and Katana. Lyra defeats Liv Morgan. Charlotte Flair with a victory over Becky Lynch. In our main event, we have Asuka and Kerry with a victory over Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Moving on to week 3. Interesting stuff, man. Nia Jax, she's dominant. I don't think I've ever seen that doing these Sims back-to-back tag matches. Even back-to-back matches in general. That's kind of crazy. Anyways, kicking things off on Raw, we have the champs, Finn and Damian, with a victory over the Usos. Andrade defeats Karrion Kross. Carl Anderson defeats Ivar. CM Punk over Drew McIntyre. Kofi and Xavier with a victory over The Rock and Bobby Lashley. That's a big win. Sami Zayn over The Miz. Gunther defeats Braun Breaker. Seth Rollins with a victory over Cody Rhodes. In our main event, we have LA Knight getting the victory over Nakamura. Alright, here we go, NXT. Wolfgang, man, he's starting out the show tonight. And he's getting a victory tonight, too, with a win over Tyler Breeze. We have the Coffee Bros getting back on the winning track. Get a victory over the Briggs and Jensen. Duke Hudson defeats Stax. Eve Torres over Indy Hartwell. Tyler Bate defeats Charlie Dempsey. Oro picks up a win over Trick Williams. Lash Legend and Blair Davenport defeat Tegan Knox and Roxanne Perez. Bronson Reed finally gets a win over Dragon Lee this time. In our main event, the title is on the line, and Ethan Page loses it to Lexis King. Lexis King is our new champion. Huge stuff leading into Stand and Deliver. I think it's Stand and Deliver. Anyways, we're making our way to SmackDown, but yeah, putting up the title before the PLE. Alright, kicking things off, we have Raquel Rodriguez with a win over Lyra. Maurice and Mighty Molly get a victory over Valhalla and Michelle McCool. Alba Fry defeats Kaden Carter. Becky Lynch defeats Zelina Vega in an Extreme Rules match. Dakota and Bayley with a win over Chelsea and Piper. Scarlett gets a victory over Io Sky. We have a steel cage match with Lola Vice defeating Beth Phoenix. Charlotte Flair defeats Nia Jax. Nia Jax finally gets put in her place by Charlotte Flair. In our main event, we have Sol Ruka with a big victory over Kairi Sane. Alright, this is a home stretch here. Monday Night Raw. We have Drew McIntyre picking up a win over Roman Reigns. Kenton Elton get a victory over Kofi and Akeem. Or however you pronounce it, Akeem. We have The Miz defeating Akira Tozawa. LA Knight with a victory over Baron Corbin. Priest and Balor over the Good Bros. Jacob Fatu defeats Nakamura. Gunther over AJ Styles. Seth Rollins gets another victory over Cody Rhodes. In our main event, we have Cam and Sami Zayn over Kaiser and Vinci. Awkward main event. Not a good one to lead into the PLE. Can do a little better than that now. Anyways, alright, we're back here on NXT. We got Tyler Breeze this time getting a victory over Wolfgang. Shotzi over Indy. We have Stax finally getting a victory, this time over Duke Hudson. Almost defeats Lexis King as that was set up for the championship match. He defeated the champion, so we have the Coffee Bros defeating Briggs and Jensen. JC Jane over Tegan Knox. Oba gets a win over Tyler Bate. Matt Cardona with a victory over Dragon Lee. In our main event, the women's title's on the line. Blair Davenport defeats Gigi to become the new champion. Wow, NXT titles are flying around. Both top champions have changed hands before the PLE. Huge stuff. Alright, SmackDown's here. We have a fatal four-way to kick things off with Becky Lynch over Liv Morgan, Raquel, and Lyra. We have Michelle McCool over Elektra Lopez. Tiffany Stratton and Nikki Cross. Odd team up, but they defeat Kaden and Katana. Nia Jax and Zelina defeat Elektra Lopez and Tiffany Stratton. Looks like Nia's found her way in tag teams, man. She's can't be defeated. Ivy Nile defeats Nikki Cross. Soruka over Natalia. We got Bianca and Jade continuing their winning ways, this time over Dakota and Bayley. Trish Stratus defeats Beth Phoenix. In our main event, the women's title's on the line. And Rhea Ripley, she defeats Charlotte Flair to retain. Risky move, putting the title on the line there. Alright. So we are coming close. This is a final stretch here. We have Drew McIntyre defeating Roman Reigns to kick off Monday Night Raw. Tonga Loa over Razar. Dragunov picks up a victory over Nakamura in a no-holds-barred match. That'd be fun to see. Like, for real. Tag team match. We have Chad Gable and Alex Shelley teaming up to defeat Eric and Ivar. The Miz defeats Dirty Dom. Jacob Fatu with a win over Baron Corbin. Seth Rollins defeats Kevin Owens. We have a triple threat match with John Cena getting the victory over Randy Orton and Gunther. In our main event, the IC title's on the line, and titles are changing hands like crazy this month. LA Knight is your new Intercontinental Champion as he defeats Karrion Kross. Huge stuff. Alright, kicking things off, we have a triple threat TLC match with Lexis King defeating Dijak and Dragon Lee. We have Duke Hudson defeating Stax. Roxanne Perez defeats Indy. Another fatal four-way match. This time we have Tyler Breeze defeating Wesley, Wolfgang, and Nathan Frazier. Brooks in singles actions defeats Noam Dar. Butch over Tyler Bate. Lash Legend defeats Tegan Knox. We have a 6-superstar triple threat tornado tag with Ethan Page and Almost teaming up together to defeat Trick Williams and Axiom and the Coffee Bros. And our main event, the Heritage title's on the line. Jack Cartwheel loses it to Ridge Holland. The titles continue to drop. That's a big lead into the PLE. Man, that was a short run for Jack Cartwheel, but I'm glad to see he got the title at least. Alright, we're at SmackDown. We have Bianca and Jade continuing to dominate, defeating Maurice and Alexa Bliss. Kairi Sane and Asuka defeat Ilsa and Alba. We have Holland Michelle McCool defeating Alexa Bliss and Shayna Baszler. Piper Niven and Chelsea defeat Bayley and Dakota. Maxine Dupree gets a victory over Beth Phoenix. Nia Jax defeats Zelina Vega in an Extreme Rules match. We got triple threat action here with Liv Morgan defeating Raquel and Lyra. Rhea Ripley defeats Charlotte Flair. In our main event in a steel cage, we have Scarlett defeating Mitchin. Here we go, NXT Stand and Deliver. This is a grand finale for the season. Let's go. Let's do a little rundown, see what we got here. The international title's on the line with Butch defending against Joe Gacy, Tyler Bate, Blake Christian, and Axiom in a TLC match. We have a special guest referee match, Wesley versus Wolfgang, with Stax as the ref. We have Tony and Stax teaming up. They're going to be taking on Nathan Frazier and Joey Janela in a tornado tag. The NXT tag titles are on the line with Briggs and Jensen versus Dar and Oro. The NXT women's title is on the line, the Fatal 4-Way Extreme Rules. Blair Davenport putting on the line against Shotzi, Thea, and Gigi. We have the Women's North American Championship on the line with Lash Legend defending against Tegan Knox and Phelan Henley. The Heritage title's on the line in a Falls Count Anywhere match with Ridge Holland versus Gringo Loco. We have Joe Coffey and Cora teaming up together against Duke Hudson and Julia. Bronson Reed versus Trick Williams in a backstage brawl. In our main event, the big main event in an Iron Man match, we have Lexis King defending the title against Matt Cardona. Let's go. Kicking things off, the international title is going to change hands, and Tyler Bate is our new champion, defeating Axiom, Blake Christian, Joe Gacy, and Butch. So Tyler Bate will end the season as our international champion. We have Stacks as a special guest referee with Wes Lee getting the victory over Wolfgang. We have D'Angelo and Lorenzo picking up the victory over Nathan Frazier and Joey Janela. The tag titles are on the line, and the tag titles will stay with Brooks and Briggs as they defeat Noam Dar and Oro in a steel cage tornado match. Fatal 4-Way Extreme Rules match, we have Blair Davenport retaining the women's title over Shotzi, Thea Hale, and Gigi. And we have a new champion with Tegan Knox defeating the Lash Legend and Phelan Henley. So she will go out as champion. The Heritage title does change hands. It goes back to a former champion with Gringo Loco as he defeats Rich Holland in the Falls Count Anywhere match. We have Duke Hudson and Julia picking up a victory over Joe Coffey and Cora Jade. In our co-main event, the Backstage Brawl, we have Big Bronson Reed picking up a victory over Trick Williams. And in our main event, in an Iron Man match, we have Lexus King retaining to go out on top as he defeats Matt Cardona. So go ahead and check it out here. The new international champions, Tyler Bate. The new North American Women's Champions, Tegan Knox. And the new Heritage Champion is Gringo Loco. So let's go to our next show here. Monday Night Raw leading into WrestleMania. We have Tama and Tonga defeating Alex Shelley and Carmelo Hayes. Angelo Dawkins defeats Otis. Rey Mysterio and Luke Gallows team up to beat Gargano and Ciampa. Andrade defeats Nakamura. Dragunov over Baron Corbin. We have Priest and Balor over Akeem and Razar. We have Drew McIntyre defeating CM Punk. Roman Reigns over Gunther. In our main event, we have Seth Rollins defeating Randy Orton. Making our way to NXT. It'll be our final NXT. See the fallout of the PLE here. Kicking things off, we have Cora Jade and Gigi picking up a win over Carmella and Wendy Chu. Phelan Henley defeats Tegan Knox. Mark Coffey defeats Staggs. We have Gacy and Bate with a win over Ethan Page and Matt Cardona. Triple threat match, we have JC Jane defeating Eve Torres and Indy Hartwell. Matt Cardona's back on the card again, but this time he gets a win as he teams with Trick Williams to defeat Grayson Waller and Dijak. Tyler Breeze defeats Wolfgang. Dragon Lee with a win over Omos. In our main event, the tag titles are on the line. And looky here, in a rematch, Brooks and Briggs lose in the Extreme Rules match. Your new champions are Noam Dar and Oro. Metaphor was going to end the season as tag champions. That's pretty awesome. We're making our way to SmackDown. We got Michelle McCool in Extreme Rules match defeating Lita. Scarlett defeats Ivy Nile. Bayley over Kaden Carter. Falls Count Anywhere match. Alexa Bliss gets a victory over Zelina Vega. Kairi Sane defeats Alba Fry. Beth Phoenix over Mighty Molly. Charlotte Flair defeats Liv Morgan. We have a fatal 4-way match with Rhea Ripley defeating Raquel, Nia Jax, and Lyra. In our main event, we have Io Sky picking up a win over Nikki Cross. Here we go. It's WrestleMania time. Let's do a rundown. If you guys don't remember, if you had forgotten, Elton Prince won the Royal Rumble. So Elton Prince is going to get a world title shot against Seth Rollins, kicking things off. He ain't main event material. Seth Rollins is mad, and it's going to be a Hell in a Cell match. We have a triple threat match with Cody Rhodes, Otis, and Solo, and that's a triple threat tables match. The Divas title's on the line with Lola Vice defending against Valhalla, and that's going to be a casket match. These two are tired of each other. One of them's leaving. Triple threat Extreme Rules match. We have Mighty Molly, Liv Morgan, and Mitchin. AJ Styles is going against R-Truth. The Women's United States Championships on the line is in a fatal 4-way Falls Count Anywhere. Ivy Nile defending against Zoe Stark, Naomi, and Io Sky. We have a Extreme Rules tag team title match with Finn and Damien versus Xavier Woods and Kofi. We have a 20 superstar Royal Rumble. The women's tag titles are on the match in a triple threat ladder match with Bayley and Dakota versus Asuka and Kerry and Bianca and Jade. The men's United States titles on the line in Hell in a Cell. The Miz and Bobby Lashley. Our co-main event is a last man standing match for the women's title, Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. And in our main event is going to be for the IC title. They're giving them the main event slot. Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight in a submission match. John Cena, by the way, is in the 20 superstar Royal Rumble. So can he come out on top to end his legacy with a victory in a Royal Rumble? We shall see. Simulating all matches here, and Seth Rollins defeats Elton Prince. It was a quick match. He put that guy out in the Hell in a Cell. He threw him off the top of the cell and ended his career. That's what I heard anyways. We'll see though. But Seth Rollins is victorious. In a triple threat tables match, we have Cody Rhodes defeating Otis and Solo. The Divas title will stay with Lola Vice as she defeats Valhalla in a casket match. Triple threat Extreme Rules match, we have Mighty Molly getting a victory over Liv Morgan and Mitchin. AJ Styles gets a victory over R-Truth. The Women's United States title is also going to stay with Ivy Nile. She defeats Zoe Stark, Naomi, and Io Sky. No title changes yet. Tag titles are on the line, and Finn and Damian retain over Xavier and Kofi in the Extreme Rules match. I'd say Finn and Damian have been the most dominant tag team. They've lost it, but they've gotten it back, and they've held it for a lot. No, John Cena, it came down to him and Drew McIntyre ruined the big finale for John Cena, sent him packing with a big L, but Drew McIntyre gets a victory. We have a 6 superstar ladder triple threat tag match for the women's titles, and Bianca and Jade are not going to retain. Asuka and Kairi Sane are going to go out on top as your tag team champions. They also defeat Bayley and Dakota Kai. We have a Hell in a Cell match for the United States Championship as Bobby Lashley is going to be your new champion. He defeats The Miz. The women's title's online. The last man standing match, and Nia Jax is going to go out on top as she defies all odds and defeats Rhea Ripley. In our main event for the IC title, in a submission match, Jacob Fatu knocks off LA Knight to become your new champion. So we actually did have a lot of new champions. It kind of started off like we weren't, but yeah, Drew McIntyre, he won the Rumble. Asuka and Kerry, your new tag team champions. Bobby Lashley won the U.S. title. Nia Jax won the women's title. And Jacob Fatu main evented Mania with LA Knight and won the Intercontinental title. Alright, so that's gonna do it here. Yeah, just scratch that. You didn't see none of that. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's do a little rundown. Let's start with NXT. Let's check out our final champions. Let's start here. NXT Women's North American Champion Tegan Nox. She had a pretty good run this season. Blair Davenport ended your world title. She had a good run too. Gringo Loco came on late. He became your 2-time NXT Heritage Champion. He's been doing good. Tyler Bate, your International Champion. Oba kind of dominated most of the season, but good for Tyler Bate. Your tag champions are Metaphor. I don't really have a lot to say to them. They were doing a lot of singles actions, but they were kind of a team I thought would dominate more than they really did, but good to see them as champions. And Lexus King, he had a good run too. There's a couple people for that title, like Ethan Page, Lexus King, of course, Bronson Reed. Some good title holders. Let's make our way to SmackDown here. Our Divas title, Lola Vice, she dominated quite a bit. As she kind of came in a little late, but yeah, she held that title for quite some time. Ivy Nile, your United States Champion, she kind of really did nothing most of the time, but she came out of nowhere and she got herself some gold at the end. Your tag champions, the Kabuki Warriors. They were always in it a lot. They had a lot of title matches. I don't know how many times if they had won them or not, but it always seemed like Bianca and Jade, they were on top most of the time, and it was kind of refreshing to see someone else win. And Nia Jax, and then as your women's champion, we had some good ones. We had Charlotte Flair. She retained for a while. She was kind of the early go. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, of course, herself. A lot of good champions. Let's move over here to Raw. We're going to start with the U.S. title. Braun Breaker dominated this. For most of the time, Braun was like him and Oba. They were like the most dominant champions for their classes. But yeah, cool to see Bobby Lashley win. The Judgment Day, they kind of dominated the tag team titles. Kind of ain't no doubt about that. They probably had it the longest out of anyone in the series, but they did lose it, I think, a couple times. So we had some different champions, but yeah, they were really dominant. Jacob Fatu came out of nowhere to win the IC title. Yeah, man, it was like, I think it's his first gold that he had, and yeah, he ended things big, and we'll see what has to come with him. And then we have Seth freaking Rollins. The title kind of jumped hands, I think, quite a bit, if I can remember correctly. Cody, I think, started it. We had Seth win it. We had a couple other guys, but he was always in the mix, that's for sure. He was feuding with Randy a lot, too. So, yeah, that's going to end season 1. Let's see, what's going to come forward here? Well, some people are leaving. Some people are getting moved up. I'm going to figure some things out, see what we're going to do. And probably the next video I'll have will be like a lead-in. Maybe like give you guys like a hint of who's going to be on what roster, the titles. Our show's going to change. There might be a lot to change. So we shall see when it comes to that. I'll keep you guys informed, but I'm not going to be taking no breaks or anything. You guys will probably get a new video for this series this coming week. And I'm also working on another universe mode. So in the next coming week, might be seeing more of that. And then if you guys are watching the other videos, we still got to finish up the My GM mode. We're getting pretty close on that. Probably about another season. But yeah, and we're also going to look at playing some other games and stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the universe mode. This was the first season I did. I actually had quite a bit of fun with it. But yeah, leave a like or subscribe if you feel like it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I know I already said that, but you know, always be glad to hear from you guys. But that's going to do it for this one. We're wrapping things up. Hope you enjoyed and have a good rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one.